Hey guys, what's going on? Back to you again. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. I know I did. And I know it's been a while since I did a video. And the last video I did was like the ranking like the Halloween franchise from best to worst in my opinion. So I decided to do it with the Nightmare on Elm Street series, as I said I was going to do in the last video. So here we go. First one is definitely the original 1984 classic, Wes Craven. Just a masterpiece of a horror film. Definitely one of the scariest movies ever made. And, Freddy Krueger, one of the scariest serial killers ever in film history, in my opinion. And yeah, like the first one, just great acting. Heather Langenkamp, Robert Englund as Freddy, Johnny Depp was even in it. You got John Saxon, Ronnie Blakey. It's just one great film, and it was written and directed by Wes Craven. God rest his soul. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us. It's a shame. But yeah, it's just a classic. I still think it holds up to this day, I think. And then, so yeah, it's just very scary, great action scenes. Dream sequences are just horrific and very very violent, and just all in all a great fun time. Number two, I'd say it's part two of Freddy's Revenge. I know a lot of people hate that one, but I think it's a great sequel. It reminds me of the first one. It basically, with the new kid on the block, Jesse, he moves in the same house that Nancy Thompson was in, and yeah, it's great. Great follow up in the beginning where he's having a nightmare and he's like on like the bus and like it goes into like the desert, and this is really weird and very creepy. But yeah, very good scary sequel. A lot of people thought it was garbage when it first came out, but I think it's a great sequel, classic. Well, definitely one of my favorite sequels. So yeah, great watch. Freddy is scary as ever, and it's just a masterpiece of a horror film as well. Number three, Dream Warriors. It comes in this set. Dream Warriors is my third favorite. And then Nancy Thompson returning, which is an icing on the cake. Lawrence Fishburne is in it as well. Robert Englund again. He's Robert Englund's Freddy Krueger in all the movies except for the remake. And yeah, so it's just a great movie. And it was also directed. It was also. Wait, no, he didn't direct this one. Chuck Russell directed this one, and Jack Solder, excuse me, Shoulder. Is that what I'm saying? Yeah, Shoulder is the director of the second movie. The third one is directed by Chuck Russell, and yeah, the third one is just great. I think it's really good. You know. And it's just one of the best sequels ever to be made, in my opinion, and it's just great. And like the part where like the kid, like it takes place in like a mental hospital, and the kid like he has like strings like come out of his arms and feet. That was just really gross, and very good special effects for it though, and very strange. But yeah, very good dream sequences and a lot of great action sequences, great acting, great special effects, scary as hell. And yeah, definitely one of the scariest movies ever made, and one of the best scary movies ever made, period. And then, number three, and this Freddy vs. Jason, I'd say is my my fourth favorite, excuse me. But yeah, like I just think it's great. The fight scenes between Jason and Freddy are just badass, and I just thought it was cool to have Jason and Freddy just battle each other to the death. And yeah, directed by Ronnie Yu, and he's just great. And Jason Ritter, John Ritter's son, great. It's produced by Sean S. Cunningham, the director of the original Friday the 13th. And like he got like a big cast in here, and it's just great. And Robert Englund as Freddy again, like I said. But yeah, it was a great comeback for Freddy and Jason, I think. And it's just like the fight scenes and like yeah, some of the characters are really annoying, like the side characters. But other than that, I think it's a great film. But I don't necessarily I don't necessarily think the annoying side characters is a bad thing. But we're gonna have that in any kind of movie in general, so there's not really a problem with that, I think. But to some people it didn't matter, but to me it didn't really. Even though the characters were annoying, it didn't really make the movie like horrible in my opinion. But great special effects, great gore, great action, great acting, just everything just great. So like definitely check out the first three Nightmare on Elm Street movies and Freddy vs. Jason. Very good. And that one is the last Jason movie and Freddy movie, by the way, for those wondering. And then number 5, part 4, The Dream Master. I thought this one was really good. And this one, directed by Renny Harlin, and you also have the girl from the part 3. Can't remember her name at this point. Well, actually, no. Excuse me. Right now, actually. Yeah, I can't remember the girl's name on the top of my head right now. Try to look this up and see what we have here. And it's the actress is Patricia Arquette. But I can't remember her character's name. Bear with me one moment. Let's see. Yeah, it'll be coming up in a few minutes. Yeah, right now. Kristen. Yeah, her name's Kristen. She comes back on The Dream Master, which I think was good. And this one, I think this one is the one. I may be wrong, but I think this is the one that explains more about Freddy's like origins and like his mother's stuff like that. I think that was either this one or part 5. I can't remember. I think it was this one. But anyone who has, and also by the way, I haven't seen this one. I haven't seen these movies in a long time, so I apologize if I get that wrong. But I think this is the one like where you get like the backstory about Freddy's mom and stuff like that, and how like she was like a nun and she got gang raped by like a bunch of like insane people and something like that. Yeah, that was really surprising to hear about. This one was pretty good. I'd say it's one of the better sequels in the franchise, I think. But yeah, it's very good. This one was directed by Renny Harlin. He did a great job, I think. And yeah. And then the next one, part 5, The Dream Child, which a lot of people didn't like, but I thought it was pretty good. This one had like a lot of like weird like kind of like changes like into the series, and I mean like I did find it interesting, but like I can see why that like a lot of people didn't like it. But like I still think it's a great sequel. It's probably not like one of like the best, but not as good as the first 4 or Freddy vs. Jason. I know that, but it's still very good though. But it's not one of the worst sequels though. I still think it's a good sequel, but not one of the top best sequels in my opinion. But yeah, like you got a good cast. You got what's her name? Lisa Wilcox as Alice, directed by Stephen Hopkins, and Robert Englund again. And it was just very good. Not as scary. Like to me, like the series didn't really get scary. Like to me, the series stopped getting scary until like after part 3. The rest were just kind of just like like you're used to it by now. But yeah. But part 5, the Dream Master. No, sorry, the Dream Child. Excuse me. Yeah, very good. And then the next one, I'd say would have to be Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Not one of my favorites. It was alright. I wouldn't say it's flat out terrible. It's not really unwatchable, but like it's just like very like unneeded for a film. But you have the cast. You got Heather Langenkamp. You got the kid that played Gage in Pet Sematary. He plays as Heather Langenkamp's son in the movie. She's not really a son, but it's really weird. Like they have everyone that was in these movies come back and playing as themselves. And the kid from Pet Sematary plays as Heather Langenkamp's son named Dylan Langenkamp. And yeah, very very creepy stuff. And then Robert Englund plays himself, and also like a devil type of monster that takes the shape of Freddy Krueger and stuff like that. It was really strange. And then like Wes Craven's working on like another Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and Heather Langenkamp is like knowing about it, and there's like this like new glove that was like made and it was killing everybody and stuff like that. It was really strange, very silly, unnecessary. But I wouldn't say it's garbage. It's not unwatchable. But to me, it was just like a silly, weird movie that was just unnecessary. It's just one of those ones that's just mediocre and just there. And then, wait, no, I screwed up again. After 4, I'd say the remake. Yes, I know. A lot of people hated that. I personally loved it. And like, I mean, yes, it does have its flaws, but I think it's great. And then like, that one's actually my. So let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6. I'd say that like after. Okay, so we're gonna do this again. Sorry about this. So the first one, it's like the first 3 are my top 3. Freddy vs. Jason, Dream Master, the remake after Dream Master. So that would make my 6th favorite, and then Dream Child is my 7th, and then Wes Craven's New Nightmare is my 8th, and then Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. This one was just a silly, weird movie. Another one that's just mediocre and unnecessary. They tried to make him like a comedian, and it just didn't work for me. I didn't find it funny. I really didn't. I understand they wanted to do something different, but to me, it just didn't work. Like, you know, like I just prefer seeing Freddy as like the, like the Springwood slasher. You know, like I want to see that. But they try to make him like, like a comedian. Like he was more like funny in this one. He wasn't scary at all. And it's just like I don't know. I just didn't like it. But it's just another one that was just like unnecessary. And I think that like Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare and Wes Craven's New Nightmare were just unneeded. I think that like they should have done the first 5 and then should have just waited until years later to do Freddy vs. Jason. Same with Friday the 13th. Like they should have done like the first 7 and then stopped and then waited until Freddy vs. Jason and then have a remake after. But it is what it is. But yeah, Freddy's Dead, very disappointing. You even have like Johnny Depp is in it as well. In this one, there was also, trying to think, Lisa Zane, some other people that probably aren't really as popular, but, yeah, just, not really that great. And then, that's pretty much it for my list of, ranking, the Nightmare on Elm Street films from best to worst, in my opinion. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and definitely stay tuned for more, like, franchise, like, videos like this, ranking from best to worst. I'll be doing it with a whole bunch of different franchises in the future, but, yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. Let me, know what you guys think, which one's the, best of the worst in, any kind of movie franchise, or this franchise, whatever. But yeah, definitely leave me a comment down below, and I'll be interested to hear from you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.